Oh, to begin here, guys, we're just going to start with some quick introductions here. And just to kind of give you guys an overview, we'll spend 20 to 30 minutes here reviewing a lot of different information. But just like I said, kind of give you a little bit of information about us. So I'm Amanda Villarreal. We live here in Zeeland. We have 5 kids. And, I originally started actually my health and wellness journey when I was very young. So I started actually getting into the fitness and wellness industry when I was 17 years old. And part of, I think it was just because of my own health concerns that I was looking for options. And that is where I was actually led to Shaklee products. And I originally started just to get my products paid for. But then I realized that I really wanted to turn my passion more into continuing to help people and help others and having a way to actually turn into a business. And that's where we're at today. But we are very thankful that we can share all these amazing products with you guys tonight and get you started on your health journey. So we're going to go ahead and have Cindy introduce herself next.
Yes, my name is Cindy Williams, and I am a mom of 2 and a wife. I live in Huntersville, North Carolina. I'm a fitness, I don't want to call myself an expert, but a guru. So I don't teach as much as Amanda, not even close. I'm a spin instructor, have been for over 20 years. Lucky for me, I and my sister, who's on this call too, we grew up in a home, a very holistic home. Actually, our grandparents were Shaklee distributors for, gosh, over 40 years. So we are Shaklee kids. Although we have, during our young adult years and before we got married, we weren't doing Shaklee and we were reintroduced. And so we both have always been passionate about health and wellness and just felt like we needed to cash in on our passion and start a business. And so we absolutely love helping people figure out what makes them thrive. And we're just excited. I've actually started doing biannual cleanses probably, gosh, right after I had kids, because that's when everything kind of, starts going downhill. So I had to try to figure out my digestion issues and energy and all the things. And I realized it was food that was triggering that. So I've been digging in for a long time and learning a lot. And so that's what I love to help people do, is to figure out what makes them thrive and what makes them not feel so great. So that's what we're here for.
Hey guys, I am the third instructor on this call tonight. I'm Cindy's little sister by 9 years, and we are on the same team. I'm so blessed to have her and have our Shaklee community. I'm a mom of 2, that are a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old, and a wife of almost 10 years. I've been in Shaklee for just over 5 years, and I am a registered dietitian. So initially, it took me a bit of Cindy had to kind of be like, hey, I think you should do this with me. And I'm like, I'm good. And then she was like, well, look at all this research. And I was like, wait, what? There's science and research. And so that's what got me super excited about joining Shaklee and sharing it, because I could really dig in and feel really super confident that the products have been researched and proven. So that was the key piece for me. And I like to kind of call myself a food like research type. I just love to dig into like the labels and a food detective, label detective, because I'm so passionate about people really understanding what's in their food and what's in their supplements and why they're making you feel this way. And, my daughter's in 1st grade and she's like, why can't, like, there's specific foods that like they make art projects out of. And she's like, I just kind of want to eat like the Fruit Loops. And I was like, well, there's better choices out there. There's a lot of food coloring. And she's like, but it's so pretty. And I'm like, well, honey, like, and you have to explain things, and she's getting to understand it. And I love seeing those light bulbs come on and be like, that just doesn't make me feel good, So I love that I can do that with my Shaklee business. So that's what I'm here for.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Dana. So one of the things that, and Cindy, we want to begin with here, guys, is just to kind of let you understand a little bit more about, what makes Shaklee different, and I know many of us have heard of so many different companies. We know there's a ton of products out there. Every time you go into a store, it is overwhelming when you get to the vitamin aisle, because there's 1,000 different kinds of vitamin C and everything you can think of. But we need to understand that they are not all the same. And this is a big part of the education component that I'm very passionate about as a nutritionist and a trainer, and, and teaching classes, et cetera. I'm always getting people coming to me, hey, what do you think about this product? And, how about this one? Is this a good one to be using? And I always go back to the fact that you need to make sure that there is actual clinical research that actually proves that what you are looking at putting into your body is safe. And this is where by far I have found and done a lot of research that there is no other company that has the ability to say that they are different because they are safe, they're proven, and they're guaranteed. So since 1956, they've been around a long time, and you know they're not going anywhere. But the fact that we know that every single product is safe for us, our family, and our planet. So it's the whole component of looking at wellness. And that's what we also want you guys to be thinking about as we are starting to make our changes towards healthier habits, that we want to make sure that everything that we are starting to just bring more awareness to, that it is safe. And when we look at the products, they actually do over 350 tests on every single botanical ingredient, and that is way above organic standards, and that's checking for contaminants, pesticides, herbicides. So we, again, 100% do not ever have to worry about the purity. And you might not care about that, but as Dana said, when we're into research, and some of us are really into the scientific side of this, we need to understand that it is by far very different. And that's where when we talk about it being proven, there is a landmark study to actually prove that Shaklee products can give you longer, better life. And that is a big claim to say, that they have actually proven biomarkers for your heart, your brain, for cognitive health, that people that use Shaklee supplements long-term compared to no supplements or the store brand have markedly better health. And that's, again, just one piece of up against to understand that this is not just us telling you guys these are good products. The data and the research is there to prove it. And it is 100% money back guarantee. That's the other piece of this, that, you know, when we look at a lot of the companies out there, you know, we have to be very concerned because there are so many places that they are very short-lived and they are using things in their products that are very unsafe. And if we're trying to build health, we want to know that whatever we're putting in there, that it is not going to be having long-term effects later. So that is just one piece of the Shaklee difference. So we're going to go ahead here, guys, and let Cindy kind of discuss here. And I know we are all at different levels here, guys. We have some of you that have been in our Healthy Habit Challenge group, I think, that maybe did not do the cleanse the first time. Maybe some of you have. We have brand new cleansers. We have people just wanting information. So I think you are going to learn something no matter what place and whatever you're here for tonight. So, all right.
100%. I can definitely vouch for that. I still learn things after doing these for over 10 years, every single time. And you'll hear people that have done it like 1, 2, 3 times. And every time they do it, it gets a little bit, quote unquote, easier. And they have these more light bulb moments. And it's just, you have to look at it as a learning opportunity, as an educational experience, not some like life changing, you know what I mean? Like thing. So expectations, because the thing is that health is a journey, right? This is not an overnight thing. It's really important for you guys to understand that what we're trying to figure out is what actually makes us feel good. So the way that we would love for you guys to really prepare for what is to come is to take a look at our file section in the Facebook group. And if you're not on Facebook, certainly get with your coach and we can help get you those resources if you're not on Facebook. But the best place to go is go in the file section. You're going to see Team Green Sisters recipe guide. You're going to see a cleanse guide. You're going to see the Shaklee recipe cleanse guide. You're going to also see some suggested meal plans as well. And these are all just suggested. And so the biggest thing is for you guys to just sit down and give yourself some time and be like, ooh, that sounds yummy, check mark. That sounds good, circle. And just kind of go through and identify sort of which recipes sound good to you. And then make a plan. And just like you guys, if you were to do meal planning or go to the grocery store, talk to your hubs and kids about what you want to make for dinner the next week, same process. So my suggestion would be for you to definitely have 2 soups that you prep before this cleanse. I would have one that's pureed for sure, and one that can be non-pureed. The reason why I say that is sometimes it's really nice to just have a cup of soup legit, like in a mug. Like I do that, especially in this cold weather. And so it seems weird, but like I don't know why, but it's super comforting. So warm food is very important during this cleanse week. So make sure that you guys are not just eating carrot sticks and apples. That is not what this is. Okay, so 2 soups. And then I would, if you're a dip person, at least 1 dip. The roasted eggplant dip is phenomenal. So take a look at that. Also, if you want to prepare a salad, massage kale salad. Now I do understand that we had a snafu on that recipe, but super simple. Just olive oil, garlic, a little bit of salt, pepper, with lemon, and then it's just squeezing it in. If you guys could mute, if everybody, I'm not sure, I'm hearing like a dog in the background. So having that, so the massage kale salad actually will last a good 4 to 5 days, because it's hearty. So I already get a pre-wash, pre-cut kale in a bag. And make sure your greens are organic, you guys. That's one of the most heavily pesticide vegetables out there. So make sure you got organic greens. We want to give our bodies the best that we can. And you're going to just massage it, and you keep it in like a glass container, a plastic container. You just grab from it as you need to, and you can top it with whatever. I would also suggest doing a pan of roasted vegetables. So whether that's broccoli, cauliflower, onions, mushrooms, beets, parsnips, like whatever, anything like that. Because what you can do with that is you could throw it into a frying pan if you need to warm it up, or roasted vegetables can be delicious cold over greens as well, or asparagus as well. That would be another really good one too. So those are some things that you can prepare, and always have a big container of fresh veg. So like cucumbers, peppers, carrots, celery, radishes, if you want radishes, something like that. So that's what I do every week. And that's something that I actually is a habit that I created on a cleanse, and I do for my family every single week, which is awesome. So those are the key things. And then for your dinners, then you would just take that time to obviously make a dinner. And don't be afraid to make more and then be able to eat it twice. Don't feel like you have to have like 7 breakfasts, 7 lunches, 7 dinners. The idea here is to kind of batch it and work that way. Another thought that I had was, let's see, we've got 2 soups, a dip, fresh veggies, kale salad prepped. I'll put a new recipe in the book, or in the group. Let's see, roasted vegetables. Oh, spaghetti squash. So that's another really good one. So if you just buy 1 spaghetti squash, you could either Instapot it, or do it in old-fashioned way in the oven or microwave. Just, Google it, how you want to prep it. And what you do is just keep it in the fridge in a plastic bag or whatever, aluminum foil. And then you'll just, as you want it and need it, you just shred it out with your fork, add marinara and those roasted vegetables that you just made. And that's lunch, that's dinner, that type of thing. So that would be, those are some of my main suggestions. So as you kind of look at what looks good to you, kind of write down and get a general idea of what you're looking for your week in terms of lunches and dinners and breakfasts, and snacks are going to be your dips and your fresh veggies. And then just make your grocery list and head to the store. You're going to be like, wow, my cart is full of fruits and vegetables. And it will be, and it's really exciting, and it's really, really pretty too. And so, we also do suggest that you probably will plan to, after 4 days, probably, making some more food. Your crock pot's going to be a great friend, especially for those soups as well. So, so those would be my prep suggestions. Amanda, was there something that you'd asked me to cover on this section?
Sorry, we have always kids running around, so make sure I'm muted. But I was wondering if you could maybe share why should we cleanse?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's a big deal. So I kind of alluded to it already, but and it's funny because I had a challenger when we started this early January, and she said, I know you want me to eliminate coffee, but I don't plan to eliminate coffee forever. And I'm like, well, that's of course not. And she's like, oh, well, I was kind of thinking that maybe because you guys wanted us to eliminate all this stuff, that means it's bad. And I'm like, no, that's not it. What we're doing is we're eliminating everything, meaning the gluten, the dairy, the processed foods, the excess sugar, the excess caffeine. We're eliminating that so that when we then put it back in our bodies, we can definitely tell how it affects us. Does it make us bloat? Does it make us sleepy? Does it make us cranky? Does it get us phlegmy, right? When you guys are experiencing phlegm, that's inflammation. That's from eating sugar, eating dairy, eating gluten. We're all different, right? So there's no one thing that works for everybody. So that is why we're doing it. So, and I always like to tell the story about a challenger that we had years ago that gave up caffeine, obviously during the cleanse. She went to a networking event. She passed by all the pastries because she didn't have a single desire to have them, grabbed a little plate of fruit and her first coffee off the cleanse. And she said she legit thought she was going to crawl out of her skin. So she didn't realize how much caffeine actually affected her nervous system. So she was like, that was a wake up call for me that I need to go, cut back or eliminate altogether, find an alternative. Some people go back on coffee, they're like, yeah, I'm good. Like, I feel great. And that's good. But that's what we have to discover as we're going through this process. So that's why we cleanse, to identify what makes us feel good and what makes us not feel so good. Good. Any questions?
Yeah, guys, feel free to use the chat box also, and we can answer these as we're going. So if you think of something as one of us is talking, use that feature underneath more down there and feel free to ask some questions. So, all right.
Awesome. Great.
Okay, guys, I'm going to talk a bit about just what, some tips, like I guess Cindy talked about prep tips, but why, like during the cleanse week, I don't know if Cindy mentioned, but we're not having any protein like during this time. People are like, okay, well, I'm just kind of cleaning up my diet so I can have eggs and chicken and the protein powder. And I'm like, well, actually, no, we're taking all that stuff out. We're completely going super anti-inflammatory and just cleansing our systems. Another question people ask me a lot is, do I need to stay really close to the bathroom? And I'm like, no, you don't. Like, yes, there is a mild laxative called Herblax that's in your little packages, but you surely don't have to be near the bathroom. You're not going to be having like diarrhea or anything. It just really helps you cleanse out nice and fully, and it's just a really good thing. And Amanda's going to talk more about those supplements too. Another thing that we like to tell people a lot is that you really need to focus on your water intake, drinking water and then drinking more water and more water. So we really want you to be cleansing out those kidneys and those livers, and really get all of that out with lots and lots of water. So even if you do maybe cut your caffeine in half, like you still need that 1 cup, like Cindy was kind of talking about. If you just decrease it, you still have 1 cup. And then we really want you to focus on water for the rest of the day. And then maybe some hot teas at night. Some of the brands that we like, I don't know if you guys can see this, is called the Tazo or something like that. This is called the glazed lemon loaf. So this is almost like a dessert tea. And we often encourage people at night, if you need a little something sweet, this kind of hits the spot. Another thing we encourage people to do is to eat every 2 hours. So we don't want you feeling like you're being super deprived or restricted and you're starving, because that's not the point. Like Cindy mentioned, we're not eating carrots and apples all day, or eating sweet potatoes and avocados and all those things that are so good and healthy for us. But we want to make sure that you have things on hand. So if you're working and making sure you're packing 2 and 3 different types of snacks that you can kind of have in between your lunch and before you head home from work. No exercise for the most part. If you can, this is just really a week that you want to just have a really good self-care for your entire body. And exercise is healthy for us, but it also is very stressful and taxing. So when you're not, repleting with protein, you want to make sure that you're not, using your muscles too drastically. So we're going to have a fun walking challenge that we're going to talk about. And we're also going to encourage yoga and stretching and things like that, and to get lots of extra sleep, because on days 3 and 4, sometimes you can feel maybe some of your, if you've had a lot of sugar before the cleanse, then you completely cut it out, you can kind of have some detox symptoms. So extra sleep is really good for that. Maybe a hot bath with Epsom salt, and just really making sure you're getting enough rest. So that's my biggest tips.
Perfect. Thanks,
Awesome.
Dana. All
Yeah.
right.
Did
So,
somebody raise their hand? What does that mean?
yeah, I was just wondering that same thing. I don't know.
It's Julie. You can raise your hand to ask to speak.
Oh, awesome. Yes, Julie.
Hi. So I was late coming into the call. So I heard everything about the soup and the vegetables. What about fruit? Is any fruit okay, or are we limited?
We're pretty much any fruit is okay. They do limit some of the really high sugary ones. So maybe only I think, was it a half a banana or 1 banana a day? You don't want to do dried fruit. You don't really want to do juices, stuff like that. So I don't know if there's a few other specific ones that they say to kind of limit, not necessarily don't have, but just to limit it. They also say no white potatoes. They say no coconut as well for the most part. But I personally think that it's a healthy plant-based fat. So we have it a little bit in some of the recipes.
Okay, but we
you want
can't
to
sweet
go ahead.
potatoes, right?
Sweet potatoes are fine.
Sweet,
Great.
yeah.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, we
mine
have
too.
an awesome sweet potato hash. I forgot to mention that, you guys. That's a staple. If everybody were to make sweet potato hash as their like prep meal, you can eat that for breakfast with avocado. You can have it, as a side for dinner. You could have it on a salad. Like, it's delicious. And then I would really stick with, if you can, low glycemic berries. So blueberries, raspberries, I would keep it kind of blackberries, and then certainly apples. Lower sugar apples would be like a green apple would be really good. Apples are delicious on the cleanse, cut and sauteed in a little bit of coconut oil with cinnamon. They're delicious at night if you guys are looking for kind of a sweet treat. You could also do that with bananas too. You could save your banana for dessert at night and saute up I would do them a little bit more green, and then they won't get so sloppy and they don't have as much sugar in them either. So they're almost more like a plantain. That's delicious too. So that would be some good like desserty that are like, on the plan. Does that answer your question, Julie?
Yes, thank you.
Can I raise
Sure
my
thing.
hand? Can I now have our people that are on here that are going to do like their testimonials, maybe
Yeah.
do it now?
Yes, that's great.
Okay, so I know Lindsay is on here. Lindsay, do you mind sharing? And then is Darcy still on here? Darcy, do you mind sharing your testimonial second? Maybe? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you just want to know like how my week went, I'm guessing. It was really good. I started out I made a tomato soup and had a salad and planned to have my smoothies with no protein, and I added water in those in the morning. And I was surprised that I still felt full without the protein, but then I also was eating every 2 or 3 hours, so that helps too. I will say the first couple of days going off of sugar and caffeine, that was a little rough. Expect some headaches. I drank water, powered through. I said the cleanse was really helpful in resetting my mind to drink more water. And that felt really good. It's like Cindy said, plan ahead. I made sure that I had all my fruits and vegetables ready to go for the week, so I wouldn't have to think at all. I knew me, I can mindlessly snack, so I had everything planned out. Plan for success. What else? I felt amazing. At the end of the week, my bloating was gone. My skin felt it was so smooth. And I just my head felt better. I was sleeping so much better from not having so much sugar in my life. And yeah, I think if you follow what all these lovely ladies talk about and plan, and I would say what helps me also is making sure that I get a little bit of fat in my meals. So I would add a little bit of avocado to my smoothie, maybe some avocado on a salad or something. That kind of thing really helped me, I think, feel full longer. Is there anything else you want me to talk about?
No, that was great. Thank you so much. Yeah, a little bit of fat is great. You don't want to overdo the fat just because that is hard to digest at times, but it is essential to be pairing with your meals, just especially in the morning, guys, for sure.
I'm going to add in here one more quick thing before I think it was you said Darcy maybe is going to share next, and then we have Norma. But I would just want to remind you guys, because we started a little bit late today, this is recorded and it will be posted in the group. So some of you guys that have to go, just know we're going to cover all the products yet and break those down. So if you have to leave, I just want you to make sure you know it's recorded. So, okay, go ahead. Darcy, I think you're next.
I had some of the similar things as Lindsay. I really, after the whole week, I felt, actually by day 4, I would say that was my turning point. I just felt wonderful. I was sleeping better. I had energy. It was wonderful. So it really is worth it, remembering that. The other part that really helped me this time is I really worked hard to cut up all my vegetables, and I even did butternut squash, and I would do a whole Ziploc bag, and I would have carrots all chopped up. And so when I got home at night, I would just throw them on a pan to roast them. And I had the Mexican seasoning or whatever on there. And it was easy to do that each night to add to whatever meal I had. the other thing that we kept remembering, my husband and I did this. So we kept telling ourselves it's only 7 days. So when I think we heard that on one of the other calls was that, even though you're used to eating a different way, you have to think, okay, 7 days, I can do it for 7 days. And we had to switch our thinking to it's what we can eat, not what we can't eat. Like we really started thinking, wow, these are really good. Like I really was never a butternut squash person before. And your taste buds just start to crave all that good food. And now for the past 2 weeks, that is a staple in our house. We still have all those vegetables. My girls are even asking for some of the same recipes. And so I think just remembering those positives, we get to eat great food and we feel so good. So it's very worth it.
Good job. That's awesome. Love it. And Norma?
Hi there. Yep. So when I first started the cleanse, I'm going to be honest, it took me a little bit to mentally prepare for it. But I think what helped out me the most is the fact that I did a lot of reading up on the official Shaklee 7-day page or 7-day challenge page. So that helped me prepare for it more so. So then when I was ready, I actually think that it went pretty good. I felt amazing right away after actually the first couple days. So for me, my big thing was inflammation in my body. I had RA diagnosed back in 2017. So that was enough to get me motivated and push me a little bit as well. But I think I had more energy. The inflammation went away right away. So again, that kept me motivated immediately after I felt that in the first 2 days of no inflammation. So that kept me going. And then the energizing tea helped me as well with that. And when I felt a little bit of low energy, maybe on day 3, and then yeah, I just think that preparing is the best thing for sure. And following everything on the little pamphlet that they have in that 7-day cleanse. So, and I have had my husband do it with me since then. And then my daughter has done it and she's asking me to do it again already. So we're getting ready to do it again. And then I have another daughter that says that she's interested, along with many other friends, because as they've seen the posts that I have been posting, as far as the before and after pictures, you can definitely see the inflammation out of my body from before to after. So, but that's just the biggest thing. I just think just mentally preparing for it is a big help.
Awesome. Thanks, Norma. And yeah, you guys, I don't know, her video for some reason has have issues, but if we could show pictures that she has, it is absolutely unbelievable. And I want to highlight though that is over a year ago and she still has the benefits today. And I think that that's a really important thing to highlight is we're not just doing this as a quick trend, 7 days, you're going to lose 20 pounds and you're going to move on with the rest of your life. These are setting you up for strategies and habits for long-term success. So thanks for sharing, everybody, guys. That was great. Okay, we're going to go ahead and break down the products here a little bit. And I know we're over time here, and I like to talk fast, so I'll try to slow myself down, but I get excited to be able to, really help you understand why these products are part of our life and our cleanse and what these little packets are for. So you're going to see in here when you guys get your little boxes, if you haven't gotten them yet, if you're, thinking about it, this is what they look like. There's going to be a morning and a night packet. So these are great because they're very simple. You can grab them, take them with you wherever you are going. If you're going out for breakfast somewhere, you could still bring these and take them on the go. But what is in here, guys, is it's not just you're having fruits and vegetables. These products are helping to support and clean out every single organ along the way. So it's some people say, well, can I just do the food portion? Yes, you can. But if you're truly wanting to cleanse, that's where this is unique. And this isn't going to cause you, like Dana was saying, to feel like you're going to flush everything out of your system. You're going to feel terrible and you're going to deplete your body. Like many cleanses, it basically removes all of your minerals, all your vitamins, and you have no energy. this will actually help you feel better. So each part of this, we'll start here first with alfalfa that's in here. And some of these products, guys, many of us use all the time. Okay. Just because they're in this cleanse doesn't mean you can only use them 7 days. But alfalfa is one that personally I'm a huge fan of and do take this every day. But alfalfa is actually one of the plants that is the deepest growing plants that actually absorbs trace minerals. So it grows over 15 feet deep. And this was an original Dr. Shackley formula that the processing of this, guys, it actually takes 5 years before they process the mature leaves. And those trace minerals that come from that, it helps to basically provide a very alkaline environment for your body. So as we're trying to cleanse, that can help with removing heavy metals. It can help if you notice you do have high inflammation. And that's why many people even use it as like a decongestant, as a all the time anti-inflammatory too. So alfalfa is a great part of this. You're gonna have 5 in the morning and 5 at night. And then you have your liver detox, which most people are like, okay, it says liver, obviously it's targeting your liver. Yes, it does, but it does so much more when you think about what your liver does. Your liver has many, many functions, but generally it gets rid of the garbage, but it can also store a lot of those toxins. And what the liver detox does, it not only protects your liver, but it helps to regenerate liver cells. So if your liver is starting to slow down, you don't want those toxins backing up in your system. So this is going to help with stimulating your liver. And it's very common that as we age, our organs begin to slow down. So sometimes we need that extra little boost, and that liver detox is amazing. So that's going to be a component in here. We also have our herb lax. And this is the one I said when, whenever people hear laxative, they get a little bit nervous, but this is very different. The main ingredient in the herb lax is actually sienna, which is a very safe and very natural option for helping with alternatives for constipation and diarrhea, because it can actually work both ways. So it helps to your colon to be able to restrict and contract in the right way. So if you're going too much, you're not going enough, this helps to regulate it. Okay, so your herb lax is 90% detoxifier, 10% laxative. So don't worry that you're going to have to be struggling all the time with how to use this, because it's, again, very gentle. So, but it's also great for digestion, for flatulence, like some people were saying, the bloating, but regulating your bowels too, that's all connected. You need to get everything working together. And that's why that herb lax is a key component in here. And then the last one we have for part of our cleanse packet is our Optiflora DI. So that is going to be targeting the intestinal tract. So there's 4 different strains in that little capsule, and it's very powerful. This has actually over 10 billion CFUs in it. If you have no idea what that means, basically it's 4 strains of really powerful good bacteria to not just help build up your immune system, but also build up to get rid of the bad and flush it with the good. So we are really helping to regenerate even all through our intestinal tract. And if you've ever seen a picture of how long your intestinal tract is, it's pretty impressive that this can actually help to clean, most of that with using a good probiotic like this one. So that's your packets, guys. So that's what you're going to do for 7 days. And then we move into, guys, and some of you guys might have here a Prove It challenge. You might have the Meology challenge. You might be doing bits and pieces of this, but that's your cleanse. You're also going to choose either your Vitalizer or your Meology. So you have options. If you're doing men's, women's, or gold for the Vitalizer, gold would be over 50. Men's is without iron. Women's has iron. And then you're also going to have your life shake. So your Meology is going to be, and I meant to grab that, but they're little customized packets. So both are great, guys. Vitalizer is going to be a little bit more of a general purpose, all over, multivitamins, probiotics, B vitamins, all of that. But your Meology is going to be a little more customized for you. So take that assessment, and then you can kind of compare to which option you want to go. And then our life shakes, we want to make sure that we highlight that after the cleanse, guys, this isn't just go back to your old habits. And that's why we have a plan. That's why this is a 30-day focus, because it takes a while to develop habits. So our life shakes are going to be a part of making it a very easy way for you to get at least 1 meal a day in. Okay, if you're really trying to get your habits back on track, and maybe you struggle with meal planning and what to make, you can do 2 of these a day too. Or if you're trying to really jumpstart your weight loss, okay? But 1 of these a day is key, guys. This is the healthiest meal you could possibly find. If you were to weigh this out to any combination of foods, This has everything you need, from your vitamins, your minerals, to your protein, your fiber. We talk a lot about glycemic. It's vegan, it's gluten-free. There's none of the triggers in there that we notice with a lot of our foods. This is very clean, and it's plant-based, and it's non-GMO. So we know we are getting a complete meal. So that's why we're going to be doing these at least once a day. You guys will see tons of recipes. Even if you have done, maybe some shakes before, we want you guys to make sure, that you don't get bored. Follow along in the group. We want you to be checking the recipes, because there is so much you can do to keep this exciting. So I really want to highlight that, because I think some people get in a rut and they do the same thing over and over again. And we really want to make sure that you're, trying some new things. So, all right. So I think, I don't know if Cindy or Dana wanted to go on to just to kind of wrap up talking about our group here to end here.
Yeah, we're just really excited. Thank you for that. I always love listening. You detail those products, Amanda. You're so good. But yeah, we're just excited to be here to support you guys. Vicki, did you have a question? I see that your hand is raised. Okay, well, she can pop, just unmute.
She texted asking if it's okay if we do. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Vicki.
No, it's okay, because you answered him. My husband has a Soda Stream, and he just uses the plain water, nothing added to it, but he does carbonate it, and he prefers that over plain water. So I was making sure that was okay.
Yeah, that should be just fine. That's just fine. No worries. That's great. Perfect.
Okay, and half of your body weight in water, or in ounces in water a day.
That's the goal, if not more.
Okay. And then I know there's probably recipes, but I don't know if any of the people who gave their testimonials just had some feedback on maybe their favorite salad dressing combination, because I feel like probably my salad dressings are not very healthy. So I know there's recipes, but if they just had some feedback about maybe their favorite recipe, or one of you.
You can put it in the chat. That'd be awesome.
Okay,
That's good. Yeah. Darcy's on, and yeah. And then good old, apple cider vinegar, lemon, and olive oil is also great too. For sure. But yeah, we had some really good ones. Amanda posted in the group some really good dressing recipes. But I wanted to get back to a little bit of just like mindset to you guys. And again, I thought that you guys did a great job of like the idea of like, this is a process. This is what we can eat, not what we can't eat. I love that. And so we're going to keep you guys moving. We're going to roll out a step challenge just to encourage movement, and I'm going to give you some ideas on just different like yoga apps and things like that. So, but we're just really excited to support you. Just answer, we want you guys to be each other's cheerleaders. We'll try to be as good cheerleaders as we can, but it's also fun to hear from your fellow cleansers too. So, encouragement, support is great. We're going to do lots of giveaways and fun prizes in the group for participation, sharing your favorite recipe, sharing your testimonials, sharing your best tips. So just stay involved as much as you can, and we'd certainly appreciate it. And if you guys have anybody else that wants to join, even if they, we'd love to have them as well. It's always fun to do this with a friend. So there's still time to grab their cleanse or their Prove It challenge and join us too. So we're super, super excited to have you. Dana, do you have anything else? No? Okay, cool. So we will have this recorded. We'll put it back in the original post to make sure we have the right links. And so we'll be sure to share that with, if you guys jumped on late, or with those that had forgotten or whatever, could make the call tonight. So I think that's it. I think we're good. Thank you so much, Amanda, for hosting the call, and Darcy for your testimonial, Norma for your testimonial. I think Lindsay jumped off. Super excited that you guys got on for us tonight. So thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night.
See ya.